What's going on, everybody? Welcome into TB Sports 27. Happy MLB Tuesday. We just got done in real life with the trade deadline. Trade deadline just went down. Some people are happy, some people are mad. The Dodgers, I don't know, public enemy number one. People ticked off at the Dodgers. I'm ticked off at the Dodgers. But my Cubs, who we're seeing here, Cubs are my favorite NL team. They whooped up on the Dodgers, and hopefully tonight, as we're streaming this in real life, they're going to put a beat down on Screwball tonight. Let's get rid of that guy. This is like the NBA. That's why I stopped watching the NBA. Just everyone joining the dynasty. Come on, that was LeBron, that was Durant just joining the dynasty. That's Screwball. Let me know how your team did in the trade deadline. Let me know in the comments below. But it's Shota Imanaga. This is the second time we have played the Cubs this season. 19-18 going against the 19-win Cubs squad. Imanaga whooped up on us, if you guys remember. If you don't remember, check out the stream in the archives, of course, after this. And, yeah, fun as well to go to Wrigley Field. I'm going to talk about Wrigley as we go on this stream as well. And on the mound is going to be Joe Musgrove, who in real life has been dealing with the injury bug the last couple of years. And kind of interesting because Nick Pivetta also dealing with the injury bug. It was in the news today. I don't know if you guys saw it. He did a rehab stint. I think he threw like 2 pitches and then just walked off the mound, or 2 outs or something, and walked right off the mound. Apparently in his rehab stint, injured himself immediately on the mound, which is crazy. You hate to see it. Pivetta, it was just interesting because I posted the video with the thumbnail. Nick Pivetta pitches a gem, and then like 2 days later, today, I see the video of him just absolutely falling apart in a rehab assignment. So all the best to Pivetta, and as well Joe Musgrove, who's dealing with injuries. But in real life, he's cold right now. We're going to see if he has a good outing. But we got our new lineup, our second lineup with Giancarlo Stanton. If you've been following along with this series, the Yankees let him go. I know he's an older player. He's in his 30s. But we picked him up on waivers, which means we claimed the rest of his contract. Either nobody else matched him or we were the lowest rated team that matched him, but we're around 500, so it seems like not a lot of people wanted to go after Stanton. We have him in right field right now. When we get Nick Castellanos back from the injured list, I may move Stanton to DH and get Sung-Mun Song out in the field and kind of do things around, because I felt like Stanton was maybe a touch slow out in right field when we were playing with him in the first game against the Diamondbacks. But this is the second game, and we're going to jump right into it. Let me turn the audio down. I went right into this game with reckless abandon and kind of forgot that I'm trying to do better about when I am streaming with commentary, that we turn the commentators down. So commentary volume would be all the way down, so it's just me and the game sound. And then I will turn it back up from when we do our non-commentary streams, which will be more often than not. Again, for more streams like this where we hang out with you, where we do full commentary with you guys, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. We got to get the numbers up as well, because it's not just 1,000 subs for YouTube. You also have to have so many watch hours as well. So we're aiming for all those goals. But if you want to help support the channel, thumbs up this video right now. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Turn the bell notification, all that fun stuff, for more live commentaries with TB Sports. I don't know how many more live commentaries we're going to be able to do as the work schedule and everything is picking up, but we are going to continue to do our best with you guys. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Like I said, if we can hit some of those goals, we can hopefully get back to start doing this full time like we were doing in the beginning. But there you see Fernando Tatis, still kind of our leader in this lineup. I mean, we added Christian Yelich and Giancarlo Stanton. And again, these were not Dodgers moves like you've been seeing in real life. This was a Brewers team that had Yelich on the trade block after he whooped us up in the series earlier this year. And then Stanton, it was just outright released by the Yankees, which was kind of crazy. Jackson Merrill had a really nice day in our series against the Diamondbacks. Unfortunately, we could not cash in on it. Oof. And again, fun to be. This is the second series with the Cubs this year. We played earlier at Petco. You play every NL team twice in a 3-game set. Once at your home, once at their home. And the Cubs are my favorite NL team, if you guys are regular viewers of TV sports. My favorite AL teams, Tampa Bay Rays. And so kind of fun to play a game at Wrigley. I think we play at Tropicana later on this year as well. But I've been to Wrigley Field twice in my life. Once was a rain delay, and the game was canceled. So we came back the next day. And I'll let you guys, bonus points, I don't know, free Patreon video or something if you guys can guess this one. The only game I've ever been to at Wrigley Field, that just hung over the plate. Oh my God. Was that? No, that just fell short of the bucket. Oh, maybe could have gone third. That one just hung over the plate. You see Pavetta's 11 strikeout day down below. But yeah, guess what Wrigley Field game I went to, Chicago Cubs, in my lifetime. There's a big hint. There was a rain delay, and the game was canceled the day before, and it was a doubleheader the next day. Carlos Marmol was the starting pitcher, and the Cubs were down 6-0 at the end of the top of the first inning. So if that gives you a little hint of the game I went to, drop it in the comments if you can find out the Carlos Marmol game after a rain delay, leading off a doubleheader, where the Cubs were down 6-0 after one. That was the game. I've only been to Wrigley Field, I guess technically twice. Once for the rain delay, and then once for the actual game. But I definitely would love to go back. It has been too long. And I guess another big hint, I was not at Wrigley Field when they had all the video screens and everything. This was pre-video screens that you see in the outfield. So that's how long it had been. So let me know, what game do you think it was? Was that Wrigley Field? Again, comments down below what you think of the trade deadline in real life. Are you as ticked off at the Dodgers as everyone in baseball seems to be? Oh, yes, let's see. Can that come home? And because they went to first, that allowed Tatis to slide home. So we played conservative on the double, then we kind of risked it going home. If they had thrown it at home, Tatis may have been out, because that was quite the snag. But instead, going to first, and Carson Kelly not quite quick enough to get that one home, and the Padres up 1-0, which is quite the difference from when Shota Imanaga pitched against us at Petco. And now here you go, Giancarlo Stanton had one hit in his debut with the Padres over the Diamondbacks. Let's see if we can do some damage here. Oh, yes. And Stanton. And right now, this could be an RBI opportunity. We are going to come home. And not even close. Stanton, RBI double, brings home the runner from first. And Shota Imanaga is getting roughed up right now. Now we got an international flavor going out there. Japan versus South Korea. Good to have Sung-Mun Song back in the lineup. He was out for a couple of games with that injury. Been DHing for us a lot of this year, but like I said, I'm contemplating putting Stanton at DH, and just considering the age and all that stuff. Oh my goodness! Song, he might have put that one out on the streets, out in Wayland Avenue. 4-0 in the top of the first inning. And we had definitely had some issues, which is why we brought Stanton in, hitting. We were slumping a little bit as far as our bats. You guys seen the videos. I mean, we almost had a no-hitter thrown against us against the Phillies. But we're seeing the ball right now. Shota's just leaving some of those pitches right over the plate. And we got the 7th batter coming up in a 30-pitch inning as Craig Counsell is watching on. This is almost reminiscent of my one and only game at Wrigley Field. Can we bat around the entire lineup? Okay. We run it full. Ty France and Freddie Fermin will round up the order here.
Thank you, mate.
And Cronenworth is walked. It was a 2-1 count, and Jake Cronenworth hangs in there.
The first base is number 4.
And the inning continues. Can we run Imanaka out of here in the first inning? Oh my goodness! Is that going to be an error on Kelly? It's quiet right now at Wrigley, you guys. And now here comes Freddie Fermin, who we have on the trade block right now. And that, of course, will be our ending. And I was about to compliment, say he had been getting some nice hits the last couple of weeks, including some doubles. But we bat all the way around, 4 runs, 5 hits at Wrigley. And it's Padres 4, Cubbies 0. Before Musgrove even steps up to the pitcher's mound. See what kind of outing we get from Musgrove here. We got Nico Horner leading off in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak for the Cubs here. Now the fans getting into it a little bit, trying to maybe get a rally. Now, if you watch the Cubs game in real life, and that is going to be good for a hit, so the hitting streak will remain. If you watch the real-life Cubs game against the Dodgers yesterday, it was 3-0 Dodgers on 5 pitches. And that was coming off of the trade where everyone was ticked off. So I was like, well, here we go. And then it was the Cubs that just unrattled a bunch of home runs. Did Yelich? I don't think Yelich touched. Are we going to get nothing out of that? Wow. Cronenworth maybe should have just stepped on the bag, tried to get it to Yelich, who missed second base, and the Cubs all of a sudden in this game. So nicely done by Cronenworth. Flips it to Yelich. It was a little high, though. That was the problem. It was high. My gosh, what a game this is. What a crazy game this has been so far. And that may allow the runner to scoot on to third, and it is. Decent throw there, and if that had been on the money from Jackson Merrill, that would have been an easy out for Nico Horner, but he's able to get in there. We got Pete Crow Armstrong PCA coming up. He's only batting 196 in Virtual World. Look at Shaw batting 364. We had the discussion on the trade deadline of making a trade with the Cubs. I didn't hear much feedback on that, so still waiting to hear. Go check that out. But right now, the lineup at least, I'm kind of liking right now. And if we can get Freddie Fermin going, which he had been a little bit, then kind of a different story there. But he's still on the trade block. We'll see what happens. But we've kind of already made 2 big acquisitions. Oh my goodness. Stan's going to go try across the field, and what a game this is to start off today. So PCA with his 100 batting average is going to drive in an RBI. But we already made 2 big acquisitions. We traded away Matsui, and we bring in 2 big, 1 free agent and 1 trade in Christian Yelich. So I don't know if I want to make... Good Lord. I don't know if I want to make too many more trades because we're not even 40 games in making all these moves, so I'm not wanting to go too crazy, but there's a trade to be had to improve the team. Definitely we want to look at it, but go check that out in that video. What do you guys think? Let's focus on this one. That was a fastball right down the middle that Ian Happ swung right through, and there you get a strikeout on the board. In what's been a busy first inning, 4-1 Padres here. And I don't know why we had everyone advancing. Ballesteros, did he just get traded recently? As I say, I'm a Cubs fan, not remembering if he got traded. And that will bring an end to an inning that could have been a whole lot worse. One of the big names got traded. I'm trying to look here. I know we got Gosman. That was the big one.
Leading off for the Padres, the center fielder, number 3, Jackson.
So we got this top of the lineup again. Yeah, it was Ballesteros. He got traded to the Angels. See? Yeah, know a thing or two about a thing or two. I guess the other notable name might have been Mason McGuire. I know he was just in the minors, but his last name alone brings that cachet, especially when you talk about the home run race of the 90s between his father and Chicago Cub Sammy Sosa. Yeah, Shota Imanaga will follow up a very rough first inning with a strikeout. But then now he's got to deal with what's now the four-headed monster in Fernando Tatis, Christian Yelich, Manny Machado, and Giancarlo Stanton. Tatis was a brief wind away from dropping a home run into the basket in his at-bat in the first inning. Cal Raleigh at 100 career home runs. What a rough follow-up year he's had this year in real life. And so far the strikeout and the fielding much smoother for the Cubs here in the second. Have you guys ever been to Wrigley Field before? Oh my goodness, what a what a stab out of the air. Yeah, have any of you guys ever been to Wrigley Field? Let me know in the comments. Or any stadiums that you have been to. Curious about them.
The shortstop, Matt Shaw. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Beautifully done for me. Yeah, just let Musgrove handle that. That seemed like there's I don't know, Musgrove was standing under it and then he either lost track of it or thought Fermin was going to get it. Look at this. Now we're going to get this kind of camera shot. Seemed like for a moment he may have lost track of it. That will carry foul, and Musgrove has been bailed out on a couple of near home runs so far here today. That's carrying, but Yelich gets him, and those fastball outs are... Right now it's getting Musgrove out of here. That's 2 fastball outs so far in this inning. Chas McCormick.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, fastball out, did not get it done that time.
Now that second baseman, Nico Corner.
So I'm trying to look. Looks like he's been in the minor leagues all year. But he's a Steeler. Chas McCormick is a Steeler. Ooh, not going to be quick enough. I can't see what the heck team he's on. I'm trying to look it up. And another launcher that's going to drift foul. He is with the Iowa Cubs. I'll say, as a Cubs fan, that was not a name I recognize being in the lineup much at all this year. And gets Horner. Musgrove. He's trying to get that cold streak away from his name. We've had a bunch of hits so far. This is like our Jackie Robinson day. Remember that game we had with the Brewers? Like over 30 combined hits. 55 pitches for Imanaga already after that monster first inning. Swung on that one a little early. That was another one of those pitches that was just hanging over the plate. But you can see definitely way too early.
That's a ball.
Imanaga's been a little inaccurate too. Again, this is quite the difference from the first time we saw Imanaga in Petco. Because he's been a bit all over the place here. Ooh. I thought about swinging, but the way it was drifting and the way he had been all over the place, I was like, let that one go. And, well, here comes Stanton. He had his second hit as a Padre. It was an RBI. See what we get here.
That's out the corner.
Here you see claimed off waivers. Let go by the Yankees. I don't know if it was a money concern thing. Surprised the Yankees would have money concerns. I know, he's in his mid-30s, but still. This is a bat we were happy to add. I mean, look at the power. 97 right there. Is that going to drop? Ooh, it is, but enough for an out. I don't know how the budget works in this game. I've had issues with this in the past, if you guys are familiar with my Diamondback series that I did. I'm currently $10 million over the budget after picking up Stanton, but I was obviously able to add him, and then I looked it up. Quick Google, Gemini search, how accurate that is, I don't know. But it said that if you're over the budget, you just can't sign any new players. But it doesn't really hurt your team or anything like that. So I was like, okay. So I know we have a handful of players whose contracts are up. The biggest one is probably Mason Miller, which is the case in real life. That's why he was a hot topic on the trade deadline this year in real life, but that did not come to fruition. He did not get traded. But other than that, if we need to clear up room, the guys that are commanding the biggest contracts, probably at the top of the list, I would hate to say, would be Yu Darvish, because he's got several years and he's packing in, I think, like 25 million a year. And right now we're just using him as an extended bullpen player, which has been great, because there has been times where our starting pitching has struggled, and being able to put him in for 5-6 innings to not have to rely on the bullpen has been nice. But for that much money versus a Stanton, guys that are similar in age, I'm probably keeping a Stanton in that case. But there has been thoughts if any of our starting pitchers, which have been up and down, it's still early, but some of our starting pitching has very much been up or down. There was some thought of maybe getting rid of one of them and then maybe moving Darvish up to the starting rotation, but I'm just looking at his age, and is that something you want to commit to, Darvish being in that lineup for a long time, knowing that how many years does he have? You're kind of disrupting, you know, your big five for that kind of situation. And we lose Pete Crow, so he has an RBI and a walk here. That's going to be the first walk for Musgrove today. So you guys probably saw one of my other streams where I wasn't doing commentary. I played around with, I got rid of the hot and cold zones because, I don't know, I know there's analytics and I know there's coaching, and coach can say, hey, you know, this guy's hot here, throw it to the top left or throw it in these zones. I just thought it was an unfair advantage. I'm not an analytics guy. Just play the game. That's my style. As you've probably seen with my football, I very rarely zoom out and look at the play call on the field. I'm like, just play the game. So I turned all that off, try to make it more fair. I did try to make it where the batter's box was not on. Obviously, it fades away for batting and then comes back to show you where the ball is, which I like. There doesn't seem to be a way to do that with pitching, and if there is, let me know. I would like pitching to be the same way, where, because I same thing, I was able to just paint the corners, I felt like, at times. Now I'm saying this as a team that's just barely over 500 and far behind the Dodgers, so it's not like I'm, you know, walking away with easy victories here, but at times I felt like pitching was a little easy because I was able to just paint the corners by putting my pitches wherever I wanted. And I wanted the box to be off, and then me just rely on the vibration of the controller to try to put my pitches. And then, you know, wherever it takes you from there. But then the thing that I didn't like was after the pitch is thrown, oh my god, that was got him looking. You wouldn't see where the ball, like you would see the pitch, but then like how it displays where it was in the batter's box, you wouldn't see any of that. So I was kind of like, well, was it a strike? Was it a ball? Like, you're getting the call, but I want to know, was it like a true ball or strike? Oh my god. So the quick counts gave us a lot of 2 strikes, and Imanaga on one pitch didn't even give us time to settle in. So anyway, if there's a way to make it where, like, you're batting, like, for example, I want this box to not be here now. I want to just be able to rely on the vibration and kind of try to guess my best throw. But then after the ball is thrown, I want to be able to see the box and the circle. But when I had the box off, I would throw the pitch and you wouldn't see. I wonder if I can show an example. Well, that one is going back. Ballesteros, who is in Los Angeles, just sent one out of Wrigley, and the Cubs are closing in on this Padres lead. That's an unsettling picture on the screen there. Cubs are flirting with the home run all day. They had a couple of long balls that were drifting foul, but Ballesteros, no problem, says, I'm going to go just shy of dead center, 390 into the first couple of rows. Let me see if I can show you like a little example of what I'm talking about here. So, not presentation, gameplay maybe. Display. So strike zone, if I turn off, then I don't get any of the results. Like, this is what I prefer, and then I'm just trying to do my best. Like, okay, this is where I want to put it. I can feel the vibration. But then when I throw the pitch, I don't get any feedback. Like, see, I don't get any feedback of where that was. I guess you can kind of see it over there to the left. Let's play around with it and see. Like, I guess eventually you do get it over to the left. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's play around with it a little bit since we're talking about it here. Like, I can kind of guess by the vibration, but it just felt like at times there were times where it was easy, where I can kind of just paint the corners. And I thought this was maybe more of a more realistic feel, but I guess you do kind of see the box over on the left side of the screen, not immediate feedback. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you prefer the box? Well, see, on the first time without the box. But see, now you don't get the feedback. You're not getting the feedback here. There you go, but you gotta wait. Comments. Let me know. Do you like the pitch box on? Do you like the pitch box off? Missing a little bit now with the box off. Might have to turn it back on. Oh, we might have to turn it back on here. I think we'll turn it back on. And now it's too hard without the box. But let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer the box on? Do you prefer the box off? Is it too easy, too hard? Which one is it? Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. See, now I was able to kind of just line that up without the benefit of the with the benefit of the box there. I'm kind of able to place a little perfectly. I know that was a risky throw, but I thought maybe he slid off the bag. Well, let me know. Again, let me know, what do you guys think? Do you prefer it on, off? Comments are open. TB Sports. Subscribe, thumbs up. Patreon.com/TBSports27. Well, 5 strikeouts from Musgrove.
Second baseman,
2-2 count. Machado, can he save the run? And he can. Well, Ballesteros cuts in to the Padres' lead. Things have slowed down a bit since that first inning points fest here. It is not Scomby and Singleton today. Boogs, though, he is the normal Cubs announcer. No, you got TB Sports live with you this time. As Shota faces the top of the lineup once again here in the 5th inning. Jackson Merrill takes a shot on one that was inside, but it's going to drift right on out there to McCormick. That's usually PCA out there in real life. Well, Shota's settled down for sure. He has settled himself down after that first inning. We thought we were going to chase him out. He's up to 90 pitches, though, in the 3rd. Christian Yelich, though, has not gotten a piece of Imanaga yet. Strikeout in that wicked stab of the ball. And Yelich is finally going to get one to fall. That's going to roll all the way back to the ivy. And Yelich is going to go 3. A Wrigley Field triple, no throw made to 3rd. And Christian Yelich with his 2nd triple of the year. Quite familiar with this ballpark with his many seasons with the Brewers. It was Seiya Suzuki that was not able to bring in. It was a awkwardly hit ball because the way it was going, it had a lot of speed just over the head of Seiya. And Machado now with 2 outs going to try to bring Yelich in to try to get the Padres back up over 3 here. That was one splitter out of the zone, but Machado able to rocket foul there. And pitch number 100 for Shota Imanaga. And it will be a full count on pitch 101 with Giancarlo Stanton, our newest Padre, in the on-deck circle. Back in the NL. Oh, man. That's rough to lose out on RBI off of a triple off a hit like that. But, yeah, remember Stanton started with the Marlins. That was kind of before the Dodgers. That was the other controversial trade. Because Derek Jeter was running the show in Miami, and people said that he traded Stanton on purpose to the Yankees. You guys remember that whole controversy when that was a thing? And but he is back now in the NL with the San Diego Padres. Seiya Suzuki now trying to make up for. Oh, and Seiya swings on one way out of the zone. So you know what we're going to do? Cut her out of the zone again. Oh, and we get him twice. The same pitch out of the zone, and Suzuki just had 2 very rough plays. From the outfield, I guess technically not an error, but the outfield gaff. And then swinging on 2 rough throws out of the zone. We got to get the Reynolds wrap. That's the Cubs. When they put the tarp on, it's the Reynolds wrap tarp. Come on. We got to start thinking, we got 90. Let's get some bullpen stuff going here. We got Darvish as well. Eric Lauder, who we traded for. Let's get Jason Adam in there. Maybe we can set him up and can ride us right to Mason Miller. Let's go with the same pitch out of the zone. See if we can get another chase. Well, not when we throw it that bad, we do get a chase, but there's a strikeout and 7 strikeouts here for Musgrove. I kind of justify the box as well, as like it's kind of only as good as your pitching as well, because if you don't get the meter right on the yellow, it doesn't matter anyway. Your throws are going to be off, so it's kind of, but I'm still open to comments and thoughts. Do you like the pitch box on, or do you like it off? I'm curious. I should look whatever other MLB The Show players do on YouTube and see as well. As Matthew Boyd will come in now for the Chicago. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to give a free promotion right here. MLB The Show franchise. Let's see what the pros do. The YouTube pros. That's Stanton. And there is Stanton's. No, it's going to go foul. I thought we were getting Stanton's first home run in the brown and yellow. Here, I got Mr. Hurricane. Let's see what he does. He's the pro, right?
3-2.
And Stanton ultimately will be out. Mr. Hurricane pitches with the batter's box on, so that's one. What about... What about Bengal plays here? see what he does. And I'm looking at YouTube videos and trying to swing at the same time. It looks like he does not play with the batter's box on, so that's one for not the box being on. What a big irrelevance. Oh my god, some of these people spend 2 hours in the menus and don't even do any gameplay. I'm the opposite. I'm like all gameplay. Okay, so let's skip him. We got Nationals Rebuild, a 4-hour video. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, it was like 2.5 hours of just menus. Guy's got 17,000 subs as well. And it is out of here. 2-home run performance. Desperately needing Sung-Mun Song, not Sun Moon, back in the playoffs here. Or back in the regular season. This guy also pitches with the box on. So, although this seems to be a computer simulation. I don't know if he's actually playing or not, but the box is on. So we're doing the box for now. Let me know. Enough box talk. I wish YouTube would fix their app. YouTube app's been god-awful lately. But yeah, Song coming into Wrigley, man. How about the 2-home run performance from the DH? Cronenworth.
The first baseman, number 4, Ty France.
And a moonshot from Sung-Mun Song. Oh my goodness! They didn't know who was supposed to catch that one. I thought that was going to be an easy out, and it looked like nobody called for it. That would have been Suzuki and our minor leaguer out there. Nobody called for it, and it just dropped in between. I have not seen this many fielding gaffes. This is game number 38 of the 162 game season we're attempting here. The amount of fielding errors I've seen in this game is unlike anything I've seen so far in this series. We still have not played an extra inning game, by the way. Closing in on 40 games. We have yet to play any in extras. And Freddie Fermin will end it.
Leading off for the Cubs, the left fielder, Ian Happ.
Let's see if we can get one or two more outs with Musgrove here. I know we're pushing it, although the game does not seem to treat 100 pitches like they do in real life, because you can push past 100. Maybe it's a quick count thing, but before your guy gets tired, you can definitely push it a little bit. But if we can get through the 6th here. Ballesteros did have that home run earlier, but we are feeling good with the 3-run lead, but it Ooh, and that is going to drop in that tight wall of Wrigley Field here. Yelich's going to toss it down to Machado. Do we go one more? Let's try to go one more here. Let's see if we can get one more out.
3 balls, 1 strike.
I know we're pushing it. I know this could be the coaching disaster here. Yeah, there it is. Well, Cubs back within 2, and we're going to go ahead and make that pitching change. What was a heck of a performance from Musgrove here. Hopefully that'll break him out of this cold streak. But we've had some nice pitching performances. Although we came out with some losses against the Diamondbacks, overall pitching was very well done all the way around. So we got Jason Adam coming in. And he's inheriting quite a situation here from Musgrove. And they're going to try to go third. And we kind of forced it in there, which meant the throw was off target. And as we mentioned, this has been a game of fielding errors on both sides. And it continues as Adams' throw goes right into the dirt. And that should have been an out, but Fermin's throw was rushed. And let's get Waldron in there. And now things are looking very interesting in this game. And that one is going to get the Cubs within 1 after that explosive first inning. Padres have only scored 1 since then. Carson Kelly coming in. All these, unfortunately, are going to get credited to Musgrove. Now you're kind of in the Jason Adams world here. And the double play will get the Cubs out of this one. We head to the 7th.
The
5-4 Padres. It's almost stretch time in Chicago. Who's singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Back in the day, me and my buddy used to do just kind of... We were almost the Game Grumps before the Game Grumps were a thing. But we would do it on sports games. I did not mean to hit that button. My thumb just pushed that right down, and that was not what I was wanting to do there. And when we would do baseball games, and it would be the 7th inning stretch, we used to go on YouTube and find like the funniest Take Me Out to the Ball games and play it on the commentary we would do. We just did it for us, just to pop us. We made DVDs. It was back in the day of DVDs. We would play just baseball and hockey games and do really funny commentary. Some of the hockey ones are out there on YouTube, I'll tell you that. If you want to TV sports from about 20 years ago, they are out there. I won't tell you how to find them, but if you can find them, drop a comment. You can recognize the voice here. And I get Tatis frozen. Should have been more patient.
leading off for the Cubs, the second baseman,
Well, the Cubs got to be energized now. Take me out to the ball game. Just commenced. Who was Jeff Garland was at the game today. Maybe Larry David sung "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Pretty good rendition. Take me out to the ball game. And now the Cubs got a little energy. They just struck out though. Seiya Suzuki has had a rough game as far as fielding. Hits it right to his outfield brethren on the other side, to Stanton.
No. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, the Cubs are trying to... Oh, my goodness, they're going third. I threw it to the cutoff man, and Suzuki sneaks into third, and the Cubs are within striking distance. We got Waldron ready. Should we go ahead and make the swap? We'll let Jason Adams go one more. Two. Trying to catch him with the slider here. That's going to go foul. Ooh. That was a rough one, too. If that was an inch away from being fair, that could have done some damage. That will be enough to tie the game on a sacrifice. And the Cubs have come all the way back, and we were talking about we haven't had any extra inning games yet. We're staring down extra innings, PCA, sacrifice. And we are tied 5-5. And, well, the Padres better start hitting now. They've been quiet other than Song, who maybe happened to be the hero here. He's coming up in this inning with Machado, Stanton. I mean, we were talking about Yelich and Tatis being part of the four-headed monster. Right now you got Machado, Stanton, and Song, who's got 2 home runs so far today. Matthew Boyd remains in the game, 44 pitches. And Stanton will have to come up now with nobody on.
Up next is the Padres. The right fielder, Giancarlo.
I'm going to go ahead and get him Matt Waldron's schedule we put in the game. Maybe we do need to go to Darvish. Normally he's my kind of extended bullpen guy, but if we're going into extras, we might need him out on the hill. Boy, Stanton wishing he had that home run now earlier. That just took off foul, and that one is going to be an easy out for Nico Horner. And this has kind of been the issue with the Padres the last couple of games, as we've mentioned. Having a hard time consistently keeping the bats going. I mean, we were having some games early on in the season, easily putting up 6, 7, 8, 9 runs, and now it's kind of like they're hard to come by here. But let's see, 2 home runs. You just saw them there. Sung-Mun Song on a 3-1 hitters count here. Oh my goodness, and he was swinging for all he had. Fastball, high in the zone, but took the swing, looking for home run number 3. And that one will not be enough. And we head bottom 8 in Wrigley with our first extra innings game looming large. I'm surprised there's only one error between the two of us in this game. The amount of fielding gaffes both teams have had, it's unreal there's only one error. I almost don't believe it. So Matt Waldron steps up with a below 1 ERA, which is pretty solid. Good strikeout rate, 33%. And Ballesteros, who once again has been the home run hitter for the Cubbies in this one, who in real life is off to either Anaheim or Los Angeles, depends on who you ask. Can't get the blue to bite on that one. Oh yeah, the knuckleball that Waldron's got. And gets him. That one in the dirt, but Ballesteros swings right through. The last game we had against the Diamondbacks, we had a bunch of strikeouts into the dirt that we had to keep throwing to first. Kind of crazy. Matt Shaw keeping this one alive here. And chases a sinker out of the zone.
Now the first baseman,
Carson Kelly, no answer for the knuckleball. Boy, that was a rough at-bat for Kelly as we head into the 9th. Do we have extra innings ahead? Yu Darvish warming up, but we're hoping Matthew Boyd, 56 pitches in relief of Shota Imanaga. Has done a masterful job so far, and potentially our very first extra innings game could be on the horizon. Cronenworth sends that one up into the Wrigley Field night sky, but that's going to be easy out for Seiya Suzuki. We got Ty France and Freddie Fermin. Do we pinch hit Freddie Fermin if we find ourselves in that situation to maybe win it? Or if France can get on, we can use Fermin to bunt him around and see if Jackson Merrill can come up with a nice at-bat. I say win it. That would give us the lead. Well, there you go. Ty France is on. They're saying pinch runner. Let's see. If we're going to extras, though, I almost don't want to lose Ty France. Jace Bowens is who we usually put in as far as his speed goes. Can he even play? He is a first base. Let's throw him in. That's how we usually pinch hit him or pinch run him. We're gonna go. Well, it's a full count. Wow. Quick count's loading us up full. Man, I really wanted to bunt there, but they loaded us up with a full count with the quick counts, which kind of eliminated that. Because if we had tried to put down a bunt and they throw a pitch and it misses, it's an automatic strike. And it's really hard to pull back on a bunt. But either way, we get to Jackson Merrill. We're going to see if it mattered anyway, depending on this at-bat from Merrill. But Boyd, 72 pitches out of the pen, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway, full count or not. And the Cubs get a shot to walk it off. Again, we had the lead. 4-0, jumping all over Shota Imanaga early. And we see Jace Bowen. Likely will go to Yu Darvish here. Should this game go to extras, which we're hoping it will be. Boy, this is one you would hate to lose and have get away with the way this game started. And then the reason we brought in the bat of Stanton is because that's been the issue the last couple of games, is the bat's kind of just cooling off a bit. When you look at the scores going back as we're into April, I want to say. April or May? I don't know where we are on the calendar. We just hit a new month, though. I do know that. But trying to consistently get the bats going, which that was an issue for my Tampa Bay Rays right now. That's my AL team in real life. And until the game against Colorado yesterday, boy, they were winning games. They had a stretch of 8 games, and they won most of them, which is kind of crazy. But they had a stretch of 8 games where the Rays were scoring either 3 or 1 run and winning the games. Like, they were not hitting well at all, but the pitching was so good. They were winning games 1-0. They were winning games 3-2, 3-1. I mean, every game for 8 days was either ending with a 3 or a 1 until the game in Colorado yesterday that was 11-7 was the final. I was going to say Waldron, he was almost going to jump out of the way on that one. And we are 1 away from bonus TB Sports Baseball here, which would be our very first extra innings game of the season, unless Seiya Suzuki can come up with a monster at-bat here. And he keeps this one going. So the Cubs still trying to win it in regulation. Alex Bregman. Hitters count with PCA, who's gotten his batting average up from the 100s to the 200s in this single game against the Padres here. Oh my God, well, it is a walk-off for Alex Bregman, and the Cubs have stunned the San Diego Padres after a 4-0 first inning. That is the first walk-off we have suffered this season. And Alex Bregman, and I just see the numbers just leaving this stream right now, 1 by 1 on that walk-off. Man, that was, I don't know what to say about that one. That's baseball. Waldron will take the loss. Matthew Boyd, as they say, you gotta tip your cap sometimes. Man, what a performance from Matthew Boyd. He threw, 80 pitches, I think, in relief of Shota Imanaga. It is going to be an interesting game number 2 from Wrigley. But the Cubs score 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, and 2 in the ninth to come back and take this one.
For the Padres, 5 runs, 8 hits. With 1 error, they left 5 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 3 outs.
Yeah, that was it. It was Imanaga and Boyd. You get like a scoring thing here, other than the game log. I want to just see the scoring. Apparently, you can't just see the scoring. You get the batting, but whew, that's a tough one. It's a long season. You got to try to put those ones out of your memory, but that is a tough one. And you can think about managing a little bit. We did leave Musgrove in, perhaps longer than we should have. Trying to squeeze a few more runs out of there. It didn't work out, and then the bullpen did not have their best stuff today. But we got 2 more in Wrigley in this road trip, and there you can see the scores, as I've mentioned the last couple of games. 2 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs. 6 is something, but 5 runs. 1 run against Cincinnati, 0 against Philadelphia, 4, 2. Like a lot of low scores in here. And you look at how the season started. When you look at some of these scores, 5 runs, 7, 6, 9, 8, 7 and a loss, but still 7 runs, 13 runs against the Cubs, 4 runs against the Cubs. I think one of these was that was the one where Shota kind of whooped up on us here. But yeah, like 13 runs here. You get 12 runs. We were putting up the numbers, 9, 10s, and then it just seemed like right around here when we got into this Phillies series. Yeah, we had 6, but 6, 4, 0, 4, 1, 6, 2, 2, 4, 5. Nothing like we were getting early on in the season. So try to put this one behind us. Then we get the Dodgers, who are the division lead, of course, followed by Colorado, then back on the road to Atlanta, Cincinnati, and then an interesting set with the Yankees at our ballpark, as I'm dropping stuff here, and then the Marlins. Then we head to the Fountains. We head out west to Anaheim, and then we got the Mets in New York. We play at Fenway for the All-Star break. Contemplating the All-Star break, I usually try to pick a historic stadium. I may just keep it as is. I don't know. We'll see. And then late in the season, this is the game I was mentioning, at Tampa. It's on the weekend, so Tampa uniforms. They do Devil Rays on Friday. I don't know if the City Connects are in this game yet, because it's an 04 on Saturday. Then Sunday used to be the Powder Blues. They've been wearing white at home lately. Saturday, a really weird 2-game set with Seattle in between some days off. I got to look at I wonder if that had anything to do with the North Korea series, that they kind of had to do some weird scheduling. I went to look that up. Why did they play a 2-game set with the Mariners on the road? That seems very strange. Did we do like a 4-game with Seattle earlier in the year? No, because that's an AL team. Yeah, that's really weird. Anyone that has any ideas, let me know. But, I guess I should advance the day here. And then up next, Cade Horton and Randy Vasquez, who's been doing pretty good. 19-19, your Padres. We have fallen to second in our division, just behind the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers are rolling at 25-12, but as far as the wild card, we are in the thick of it, though. We've just fallen out, though, with this one. So it's kind of wild card showdown. Thanks for tuning in. Again, subscribe if you want to see more. If you like the in-game commentary, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. That's the only way we could grow and keep doing this full time. I wish there was another way than to be constantly hassling you for subscriptions and thumbs up, but that is literally the only way it can happen on YouTube. Watch hours, subscriptions, thumbs up, hype is the only way that your channel can grow and you can do this full time. So do that. Subscribe over on Patreon. I mentioned we'll try to do some more stuff over there. Some Kana streams maybe coming to Patreon, so stay tuned. But thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll try to do better in the next one, to quote Tony Kornheiser after that performance against the Cubs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.